Hello, and welcome back to Fuck Around and Get Paid. This is the podcast where fun, flow, and strategy meet to help you get paid for doing what you love. I'm your host, Jennifer Liss, and today I'm teaching you about the magnetic offer and how to create offers that people cannot resist. Let's dive in. Hey there, unicorn of a badass business owner. Have you ever created something that felt like it came from pure inspiration? Something about it just simply felt right. And when you think about this could have been all the way back into childhood when you put a crayon into your hands and you just began drawing. It could also be when you get on a bike and you just start going. It's like you don't think about it. You're not overthinking it. You're just letting your feet hit the pedals. You're just letting your hand hit the page. You're just in this state of flow. Maybe it's even you're talking and something really smart came out and somebody asked you to repeat it. And you're like, I have no idea what I just said or where that even came from. Maybe it's just this little dance move that you do. And for whatever reason, it just feels really good in your body. And people are like, how do you do that? And you're like, I don't know. I just do it. All of these are indications of you personally being in your unique state of flow, being in tune with your unique energy, with what feels really good to you, really easy to you. When we're in flow, we actually lose track of all sense of space and time. I'm sure that you've been there. Most of human beings at this point, in some way, we have been there. Now, today, I'm going to tell you a little story about flow and also what it has to do with creating offers that sell with ease. So we've got a little two-parter here, and it's all going to come together for you. So hang in as I tell you a really, really important story and pivotal moment in my life that really illustrates that. So my foray into mindfulness. Many of you know at this point, or if you don't, hi, nice to meet you. I am a breath worker. I'm a somatic worker. I'm a coach who works specifically with the nervous system. So helping people do things that are hard, that might feel difficult, that might really charge us up. And we have blocks in those areas. I help people to work with your nervous system in order to accomplish those things. So selling, marketing, putting things out there, putting yourself out there, all of these as business owners fall into that bucket, right? But me going into mindfulness really came from my own intense suffering, my own blocks. Out, this might not be something that you ever do in your life, and I'm not supposing that it is, but maybe not. There's only a very small percentage of people in the world who have done this, but I was personally training for a marathon. And so talk about intense suffering. And not only that, in the midst of it, we had just learned that my husband needed to have this massive surgery that potentially was going to, well, it definitely was going to alter his life in a huge way. He was having a total colectomy. And this is a risky surgery that he was having. Now, it's something that a lot of people who have a colectomy have, but we knew there were risks that were happening, and we didn't know how it was going to turn out for him specifically. He had polyps all over his colon. Some of them could have been cancerous. They said these will be cancer someday if you don't remove the colon. So I'm training for my first ever marathon, something I thought I would never do. I started my period running the mile in school. So definitely did not think that running was something I'd ever take up, but I had at this point in my life, and I was really having a hard time with it. I couldn't even get past mile 1 on every run, let alone the idea of making it to mile 26. I was really having a hard time. I was having knee pain. I was having all kinds of things coming up. So I was seeking solutions. I had a problem, and I came across this book called Chi Running. Now, in my mind at the time, the idea of chi had something to do with monks, like chi monks, the yin yangs. I think I called it yin yang. It's yin yang, right? Anyway, I knew nothing. I knew nothing about mindfulness. I just knew like chi, it's got something to do with peacefulness. The idea of at that time, and the pain that I was in, of peacefulness being connected to running sounded absolutely bonkers, but something about it also seemed really enticing. So I bought the book, I started reading, and you'll never guess what happened. In this book, I learned that extended pain, the pain that I was experiencing while running, happens like that intense, extreme, you seem like you can't take another step kind of pain, happens because of looping thoughts that are triggering past pain over and over and over. So every time you have a thought that sucked, the pain would re-trigger again. It's like reverb on a microphone. And that if you become present to the moment, you feel pain, yes, because there might be pain in this present moment, but the reverb goes away. So you're not also feeling the pain of the moment, but also the looping pain. So this to me was completely mind-boggling. I had never heard of it before. I started implementing it and it worked. Yes, I could feel that sometimes I was in pain, but as I continued, the reverberating pain, like it was so much less. And so I became mindful through breath and focused intention, which is what it taught me how to do. So I ran that marathon, and by golly, did I amaze myself that I had some serious chi. I actually got into this state of energetic flow while I was running. And yes, of course, there was pain, that reverberating thought, I was able to catch myself while I was in it and bring it back. Okay. So that's chi running, which is so fascinating. But I want to take this to business and why this matters. I'm going to break down what happened here was me with a problem. I was in suffering and I was struggling to do the thing that I wanted to do, right? So real person, real problem. Product, book. I purchased the book. Book transformation, book changed my life. Like my entire life actually changed as a result of this book, which is wild, right? But what does this have to do with making you, the listener, who is like, I have a problem. I want people to buy my stuff. What does this book and my purchase of this book have to do with making your offers irresistible? Let me break this down. I'm going to outline several things from this story that are directly applicable to you and your business. So number one, and probably the most important thing here, this book, notice that it did not say pain-free running. That was not what it sold me. It didn't sell me directly in the title on my pain point. It didn't have the word pain in there. What it did have was an outcome: chi running. This book sold me on a dreamy potentiality. This book sold me on a transformation. We hear a lot about pain point marketing, and we'll get to that. And you're actually going to hear me talk a lot about pain point marketing on this podcast because it does have its place. But a lot of marketing focuses way too much here because I did not buy a book that said, I'm going to help you overcome your pain. The cover of Chi Running, it says Chi Running, which is like a whole brand new, the concept of peacefulness and energy directly related to running. And it says a revolutionary approach to effortless, injury-free running. So it has a little bit of pain point in there, right? Injury-free. But they sold me the promise. They sold me the outcome. They sold me the transformation because I was having IT band problems. I was seeing a chiro. I was continuously seeing somebody who was helping me with my pain and with my knee stuff. But what I really desired was to get to the end of the marathon and to do it without being in such suffering. So what they told me was that there was a possibility. There was a possibility that this could be different. Your running experience doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be suffering. It could actually be channeling what I thought at the time, the word chi to me felt like peace. So to me, it was like, wow, this could be an incredibly different experience. So for you, make your offers about the possibility that is available to your buyers first, pain point second. And now number two. So that was number one, possibility first. Always possibility first. Paint the possibility for them. Chi running. Chi running. So, number two, acknowledge the pain point. It is important. You cannot totally bypass the pain point. I'm not saying stay in possibility. Just tell them that all of their dreams are magical and possible, because people won't believe you. I didn't believe that chi running was actually a thing. I didn't believe that that was actually, like, if all they said was the possibility, then I wouldn't have bought it. But what it did say in the subhead was injury-free, effortless running. I was like, huh, like they understand that I might be having some issues with injury. And then when I read the back of the book, it told me a little bit more and acknowledged that this is a real pain point that people deal with, suffering while they're running. They really struggle. So this is a new modality that is going to transform your experience and make it completely different. So notice how the pain point about injury free, it's in the subhead, but it's not the focus of the book. It's not the focus of the overall message. That pain point doesn't even actually have to be in the headline or the subhead, depending on your offer, but it does need to be mentioned at some point, because you absolutely have to acknowledge their pain. You cannot bypass the fact that there is a problem that people are seeking. I do not suggest in general, as your general overall message, that you lead with pain point. Pain point can be supportive. It's like 10% of your marketing plan, and it needs to be there because people won't believe you. But again, do not lead with it. So number one, lead with the possibility. Number two, acknowledge the pain point. Number three, sell them what they want, give them what they need. This book, what I got out of it was a massive lifestyle change that completely shifted the trajectory of my entire life. If I had not read this book, if I was not training for that marathon and came across this, I do not know that I would actually be sitting in front of this microphone right now. And in fact, it's why my other podcast, Untethered with Jen Liss, the link to this episode's in the show notes in case you want to go listen to it. I had Danny Dreyer, the author of this book, I had him come on the podcast, and that was such a dream for me to say, thank you. Like, this would not be the trajectory that I'm on if you had not had the wherewithal to solve this problem and to share this possibility with others out into the world. And I had the opportunity to thank him in person, which was absolutely magical. But here's the thing, Danny is so smart. He's a smart marketer. He was a smart marketer with this book, because this book did not sell me on mindfulness. This book sold me again on what I wanted. It sold me the dream. It gave me and then it gave me what I needed. On the inside, it taught me how to breathe. It taught me about the pain that happens, the reverberating pain. It taught me all of these things that I had no idea I needed, but it was the headline and the subhead of this book that ultimately sold me this revolutionary approach to effortless, injury-free running. The only thing that said mindfulness about this is chi. So it did communicate to me the idea of mindfulness, but it didn't say how mindfulness is the thing that is going to help you. It actually sold me the transformation and the possibility and what could happen for me on the other side of reading this book. So it sold me the dream. And then inside the book, it gave me what I needed, which ended up being so much more than what I thought that I would ever get. And that, my friends, is absolutely irresistible marketing. So number one, paint the possibility. Number two, acknowledge the pain point. Number three, sell them what they want, give them what they need. Number four, deliver, deliver, deliver. That book delivered on what I wanted and so much more. I didn't know that I needed mindfulness, but I got it. And it was everything. If you have a clearly amazing thing, like whatever it is that you are wanting to offer into the world, it's awesome. You know that it's awesome. And that's why you're being called to present it, to put it out there. So whatever that thing is, like really deliver on what it is that you know you have to offer and connect it to the transformation that somebody wants, and it's going to deliver. And it's going to deliver in more. And even if that delivery, again, give them what they want, paint that possibility, show them that the dream that they have is totally possible for them, acknowledge that pain point, and then give them what they need on the other side of that. And even if it's in an unexpected way, that delivery might not be in the way that they expect it to be, and it probably won't be because they probably have already tried the expected thing. What you have to offer them is something brand new and something different, but they might not totally connect with that. If this was really, really sold, I do realize it has the word chi in it. And there was something about that I was like, I don't know about this, but the subhead really sold me on the idea of it being effortless. Like running could be effortless. Running could be this. Okay, I'm sold. So even though it came to me in an unexpected way, it was amazing. It was such a huge transformation for me. So deliver on that transformation and you're golden. And I know that you're going to. That's like the least like place to focus when it comes to sales and marketing. Like you already know that what you have is good, but if you can deliver on that transformation, then it begins to market itself. People will talk about it to other people. They will do what I'm doing with Danny's book right now, which came out years ago, but I continue to sell his book because I'm like, this book is so transformational for any runner to understand what's happening in your body and what's happening in your brain and how you can shift that while you're running. Okay. Now, last but not least, number 5, create an offer. This is where it's really different. Okay. I've told you all the things, but here is where I am going to give you a little bit of a nugget of what you need. Okay. Create an offer from your own flow state. Remember where we started this and we talked about when something is so easy and when it's flowing and when it's free. That is the energy that you create from. So create not just your offer itself and your delivery of the offer when you're talking about it to people, when you craft any sales copy, when you craft any ads that you might be putting out, when you craft any social content, when you go to have a conversation with anybody, when you go to have a DM with anybody, from your own joy, from your own flow state, not from the reverberating fear or pressure or need to get it right or need to make a sale. You perform best when you are present and when you are at ease and when you are in, maybe we could call it chi sales. When you're in that energy, that's where you are ultimately going to deliver the best because it's just flying out. You don't even know what's coming out of your mouth. And it's just because it's coming from the ether. It's coming from your soul. It's not coming from your mind, because the mind is full of all of these things that it's being so vigilant all the time. And so when the things that are popping out are coming from vigilance, and that goes into, again, whatever's coming out of your mind is going out onto the page. So center in. And how do we center in? We do something fun. We do something that sets our nervous system at ease. For you, that could be dancing, could be going for a walk. It could be showering. Sometimes water can be really helpful for people for grounding. Could be doing a little bit of breath work, doing some prayer before you sit down to do any of your work. Get into your own flow state. And that is how you create and deliver irresistible offers. So sell the possibility. 1. 2, acknowledge the pain point. 3, give them what they need after the sale. Give them what they need. So sell them what they want, give them what they need. Number 4, deliver, even if that delivery is a little unexpected because you're giving them what they need, and create from a state of flow. Sell the possibility, acknowledge the pain point, give what they need, deliver, flow. Do this and you will have continuous, ongoing, irresistible offers that continue to sell itself the way that I continue to sell chi running. hope this episode was helpful to you and that you learned something for yourself that you can directly apply in your business. In fact, if you want to go deeper with this, there is a worksheet in the show notes that you can download, a nice companion worksheet specifically for this episode where you can dive deeper into creating your own irresistible offer. Thank you for listening to this episode. It means the world to me that you would listen. If you did love this episode, please share it with your business bestie who could also benefit from it as well, so you can both be putting amazing irresistible offers out there into the world so you can fuck around and get paid more and more. If you really love this episode and if you're loving this podcast, leave a review. It means so much in the world of podcasting when people leave reviews. So if you would do that for me, that would be absolutely amazing. You can go do that on the Apple Podcast app. Just go scroll all the way to the bottom, click the stars, and then leave an honest review. And it would mean the absolute world to me. Also, make sure that you're following this podcast so that you get notified of new episodes. I will see you in the next episode.